Okay, well, um, in the spirit of starting on time, let's begin. And my name is Philippe Goldin. I'm a professor at University of California, Davis. And thank you for coming to this stress break. I think it's something that's beneficial for all of us. I know that we all need a little stress break. Last night, uh, Justin Michael Williams, a wonderful person, was our first presenter, and he actually will come back tomorrow night to do a second part. Today, I'm going to guide us into several different practices. And what I'm encouraging everyone to do is to bring a spirit of curiosity, exploration, imagination um, to these different kinds of breathing techniques. So before we dive in, I'm going to just give a little background. So again, I'm a professor of psychology, trained as a PhD psychologist, clinical psychologist, experimental neuroscientist. But I had the great opportunity to be able to do my junior and senior year abroad in Nepal. And this was really due to my mom. My mother went before me and went traveling in India and Nepal. And when she came back home to New York City, which is where I'm born and raised, she said, Philippe, you've got to go to India and Nepal. And of course, I didn't really understand what she was getting at, but she was adamant that I take a trip. So I found this program and I did my junior year abroad. And I was so smitten by India, Nepal, the Tibetan culture, Hinduism, Buddhism, Islam, and learning languages that I thought I have to stay another year and dive deeper and deeper. So I did my senior year there as well. And when I came back, I finished my degree at University of Wisconsin Madison in Asian Studies, and then I went back off to Tibet for 4 months with a Tibetan Lama and traveled around. Um, and then I worked in New York City as an interpreter for different Tibetan lamas. And then I went back to India, to Dharamsala for 4 years and lived in the Dalai Lama's monastery, Namgyal Monastery, for about 4 years. And right across the street was the Dialectic Institute, where I learned Tibetan Buddhist debate about philosophical texts and etc. I continued to serve as an interpreter for different Tibetan lamas, teachers, until I came back to the West and did a PhD in psychology at Rutgers University. So enough about background, but just to say that I'm deeply steeped in Buddhist psychology, philosophy, meditation practice, and Western psychology, neuroscience, fMRI, EEG. And I'm part of the team with Professor Alyssa Epple and Professor Jyoti Mishra from UCSF and from UC San Diego, and together with the Center for Equity, Health, and Climate, not in that order, we're all making this offering, the 10 days of stress break. So if you have a chance, there is a recording of Justin Michael Williams from last night. He was lovely. And again, he sang John Lennon's song Imagine in his own way. That was so beautiful. So I encourage you to watch that if you didn't experience it. But for today, we're going to start diving into some specific techniques or methods for working with the breath. There are many, and I will share a few of them. So this is really going to be more participatory. So I encourage you, whether you're standing or sitting, either is fine, to again bring a sense of curiosity, exploration, investigation, and I'll do some traditional breathing techniques, and then we're going to do some more that involve imagination, visualization, and imagination. And we'll see how much time we have. So to begin with, as one simple way, I'm going to ask you either if you're comfortable, you can close your eyes. If you want to keep your eyes open, that's fine, but just bring your gaze down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to guide you. I'm going to guide all of us in a few different practices, like a sequence. So to begin with, find a position of dignity in your body. You can relax your shoulders, your neck. You can invite yourself. It's like giving yourself a gift to take the time to just pause, slow down, and start working with the breath, with the act of breathing, something that we do normally. So bring your awareness to the tip of your nose, just inside the nostrils, and begin to become aware of the sensations of your breath. So literally, as you're breathing in and breathing out at your own pace, your own rhythm, you might begin to notice that as you breathe in, there's a coolness of the breath. And as you breathe out, after the breath has traveled to the lungs and back, your breath is warmer. So for a few cycles of breath, begin to notice that coolness as you breathe in and how the breath is slightly warmer as you breathe out. No need to control or regulate your breathing, breathing at your own rhythm. If you notice any tension anywhere in the body, the face, the neck, see if you can just gently release and really just focus on the sensations of breathing in and breathing out. Letting your attention be anchored on the awareness of the sensations of your own breath. Noticing what it feels like to slow down, to rest, to focus. Inevitably, the mind becomes distracted by a thought, a memory, an image, a sensation. That is completely normal. And when we become aware that the mind has drifted, just gently note where it goes and bring your attention back to the sensations inside the tip of the nose and reorient, refocus your attention on your own breathing. It becomes easier and easier, and it actually becomes more and more pleasurable. Nothing more to do than notice your own breathing. So that's one technique. You can do this anywhere, eyes open, eyes closed. And as you become more comfortable with it, you can use it as a way to monitor and to regulate how you're feeling, what you're noticing, where your attention is. Now, again, keeping the eyes open or closed as you feel comfortable. A slightly different technique. Again, notice the breath as you breathe in and breathe out at your own pace. You find your own rhythm of breathing. And here, what I'd like each of us to do is really focus on the exhalation of the breath, follow it to the end. And if you slow down enough, you might notice at the very end of the out breath, there's a brief moment of stillness just before the next in breath. See if you can focus your attention and notice that small moment at the end of the out breath, just before the next in breath. Let's do that for a few breaths all together. Noticing that small moment just at the end of the exhalation. Slowing down, refining our awareness, and letting the mind rest in the act of breathing. And you can experiment with these different techniques. So now I'm going to ask you to do a different kind of technique. And in this case, you can take your hands, and this is something that we did last night. Put the palm of your right hand over your heart. You can take the left hand and just place it on top. And what I'd like all of us to do is just to begin, again, closing the eyes can help sometimes if you're comfortable. And begin to feel your torso expanding and contracting naturally. As you breathe in and fill the lungs and breathe out at your own pace, you can literally feel your body expanding and contracting, the lungs expanding and contracting, the body breathing, the lungs breathing. And then focusing your attention on the palm of your right hand, especially if you have it right over your heart on your chest. See if we can begin to slow down and notice the heart beating. It might take some time, but that rhythm is there. You might begin to feel it in the palm of your right hand. Heart beating, lungs breathing naturally, continuously. Slowing down and noticing, feeling. Feeling your own physiology. So lungs breathing and heart beating, continuously sending out warm oxygenated blood to millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of cells across your entire body. from moment to moment to moment. Feeling your own physiology, another technique for pausing, for de-stressing, for noticing. And now, keeping your heart, your hands over your heart, we're going to add the element, this amazing capacity that humans have for imagining, visualizing. I want you to select somebody in your life who may be a dear friend, partner, or a dear family member, and using your visualization ability, visualize this person right in front of you. Literally see this person's face, smile, right in front of you. And imagine that they also have their right hand, their hands over their heart. And slowly, the two of you begin to breathe together. Hearts beating, lungs breathing in rhythm. Imagine this process of synchronizing, attuning with another person with whom you feel safe, cared for, appreciated. And literally feel that attunement with your friend, your loved one. So now, heart beating, lungs breathing in synchrony with another person, not just me. And if we open the field of view just a little bit further, let's imagine all the people that are on this Zoom call or this Zoom meeting. Right this moment, hearts beating, lungs breathing together from moment to moment, all wishing to have ease of mind and body, and having this sense of collective breathing, hearts beating naturally together. If we open the field of view even a little bit further, using our imagination, we could visualize the entire area of Los Angeles, where our dear friends, known and unknown, are surviving the effects of the fires. And together with them, we breathe with them and we breathe for them. And we breathe together with them, hearts beating, lungs breathing, wishing them ease of mind and body. Opening the field of view and expanding further, imagine the entire state of California. almost 40 million human beings right this moment, hearts beating, lungs breathing. Wherever they are, whatever they're doing, hearts are beating, lungs breathing, just like me, just like us, right this moment. Expanding further, opening that field of view. Imagine the entire North American continent. Hundreds of millions of human beings right this moment, hearts beating, lungs breathing. Naturally, rhythmically. Then if we open the field of view even further, stepping back, looking at this planet, Earth, approximately 8 billion human beings living together this moment, sharing this one planet. Lungs breathing, hearts beating, wishing to be safe, to be well, wishing to be content, free of harm, wishing for clean water, clean air. Imagine all 8 billion human beings taking the next set of breaths together, because they actually are, wherever they are on this planet. Breathing in, breathing out, hearts beating, the collective. And then opening the field of view slightly further, remembering that there are countless non-human animals that we share this planet with, all its resources, water, air, warmth, heat, food. And they also, right this moment, from moment to moment, all these amazing variety of animals and species, lungs breathing, hearts beating together, wishing to have enough nourishment and safety and family and connection. Continuing, if we expand this, we also share this planet with countless trees, plants, flowers, shrubs, an unfathomable number of species and variety. Right this moment, all those trees and plants and flowers breathing in carbon dioxide and transforming it into oxygen as they breathe out. And we breathe in the oxygen. and return carbon dioxide. So imagine, if you can, using your power of visualization, all these plants and animals, human animals, right this moment on the same single planet, breathing in, breathing out, sharing the same air, particles, oxygen, carbon. This vast symphony of living organisms breathing, some of us hearts beating, interacting. Expanding the field of view just a little bit further, we can consider that this act of breathing is not just this moment, but we think about the millions, billions of humans and other animals that lived in the past, our ancestors, our family, our grandparents, our great great uncles. They obviously breathed this same air, this same oxygen. And if you look into the future, the generations that will live after us, they also, hearts beating, lungs breathing, sharing this act of breathing. So connecting from the ancestors as far back as we can imagine, and the future generations as far forward as we can imagine. We are part of this across time span act of hearts beating and lungs breathing. So you can ask, does the planet breathe me? Or do I breathe the planet? Or do we breathe each other? Because we're not actually separate. So this awareness can be carried into anywhere. When you're on a bus, when you're about to go to fall asleep, when you're with friends, when you're walking on the street, when you're looking at the ocean, when you're looking at the sky. Becoming aware of the natural act of breathing. So one thing that we encourage everyone to try is, for example, even tonight, when you're in bed, before you fall asleep, you might just bring your awareness, your attention for a moment to your body breathing, your lungs expanding and contracting. And perhaps this can be an anchor for rest, for calm, for a sense of peace. And then remembering all the other living beings that I share this planet with. So we encourage you to try this anywhere, anytime, any context, and use, this is just a few breathing techniques. There are many, many, many more. and visualizations as well. And but I encourage you just to try this and to integrate bringing this sense of playfulness and exploration to when I'm feeling tense, when I'm feeling happy, when somebody else is feeling uncomfortable. Um, how am I breathing? How can my way of regulating my breath or just becoming aware of my breath influence the people around me and how I influence my own physiology? So all of this is accessible any moment, anytime. And of course, there's a lot more, but this is, in essence, what I wanted to share with you. And if you can do this together with a friend, maybe you're walking by the ocean or you're close to a tree or a flower, and just take even 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds to just pause and remember to breathe intentionally with full awareness and play with it. See how that works. So please remember to complete the day 2 survey, which should have been sent to you if you're from, what is it, climate resilience at ucsd.edu. If you could take the survey, and it just takes, I don't know, a couple minutes, that would be great. And for tomorrow, I believe, I hope I'm correct, that Justin Michael Williams, this amazing, wonderful person, it will be coming back tomorrow to lead another session. And then I will come back on Thursday to lead a session more on mindfulness of emotions. So I wish that you all a peaceful night, good sleep, continuously wonderful breathing and heart beating. And thank you very much. And we'll see you soon. Take good care.